Hey guys, good morning everybody. Today is Monday, October 7th. It is 6:20 right now. Market's gonna open in about 10 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up this room real quick and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. It's got a few things here to update and we should be good to go. All right, looks good. Looks good. So let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. It's being sent out. Good. All right, cool. So as people join in, I'm gonna go ahead and start marking liquidity over here. So it's 8 hour, down to the 4 hour, to the 2 hour, down to the 1 hour, down to the 30 minute, 15 minute, down to the 10 minute, and back down to the 1 minute here. All right, guys, marked up liquidity over here. So good morning, everybody. Today is Monday, October 7th. It is 6:23 right now. Market's going to open in about 7 minutes. So I've marked up liquidity over here. Closest level of liquidity above is at 42,518. And the closest level of liquidity below is at 42,478. Looks like this upper level might get hit here pre-market. We'll see what happens here. Um, and we'll take it from there. So I'll let you guys know the direction of the breakout in a few minutes. Basically at 6:29 is where I'm going to let you guys know the direction of the breakout. And I'll be posting it in the Zoom chat. I kind of have an idea of where I'm expecting it to go, so I already kind of have this preset in my mind. But I'll type it for sure to confirm in the chat in about a few minutes. So, all right, we'll see what we got here. Morning, Maria. All right, so we'll see what happens here. I don't think there's much news today. So we got a couple more levels above. So the first level right here is at 42,518. The next level is at 42,537, and the one above that is at 42,618. There's a lot of liquidity on both sides. It's more bunched up here below versus above, but it's kind of where we're sitting right now. So we got market opening up in about 5 minutes, guys. It's kind of chilly today. Grab a jacket real quick. All right, guys. We got market. We got market opening up in about 4 minutes. Again, I'll be posting the direction of the breakout in about 3 minutes. Kind of have an idea of where I'm expecting it to go. So kind of typed up already. Just gonna hit send once we have that confirmation. Let's see, look at the news for today. 5 things you know the stock market opens, not steady. We got all right, we got earnings season this week. Pepsi, Delta, JP Morgan for landing. So we got a couple of news events coming up this week, guys. CPI on Thursday, PPI on Friday. CPI is probably like the second biggest news event with regard to inflation, and of course PPI, producer price index, as well on Friday. But yeah, Thursday is going to be the big news day. Let's check the calendar. There's not really too much today. It's all low impact. Tomorrow we have imports, balance trade, exports, red book, economic optimism. Wednesday we have the Fed speaking, gas stock change every Wednesday. It's nothing new. Fed minutes on Wednesday as well. And then Thursday is the big day. So on Thursday, we have continuing jobless claims, 4-week average, initial jobless claims, CPI, which is the big one, of course, core price inflation rate, month over month, inflation rate, month over month, year over year, and also, of course, the actual CPI, which is going to be inflation data. So that's on Thursday. That's like pretty much the only day with really heavy news. And then Friday, we have PPI, which is going to be a follow-up. Not as crazy, but still high impact. So that's pretty much what we're looking at, guys. All right, so we got market opening up. Shortly. So in about 20 seconds, guys, I'll let you guys know the direction of the breakout. Yeah, I agree with you too, Sam. That was kind of what I was expecting, but it looks like we're gonna have to take it the other way. So we got market opening up in about a minute. All right, guys, posted the direction of the breakout in the chat. So we got market opening up in about, let's see, about 30 seconds, guys. We got direction of the breakout, and I'll be taking that shortly. All right, got market opening up in about 15 seconds. Market opening in 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Market is now open. So we're in for the breakout right here.
Order filled.
And put it in over here. Set up here properly. So 6, 7, 1 point. All right. Everything is set up here. So I'm going to put this over here as an alert. All right, so it's currently running right now. Let me see if I can log into it on here. So it's currently running right now. Let me go over here real quick, guys. I'm just gonna log into my. All right, I'm logged into it right here. So you guys can see where my trade's currently running. All right, guys. So my entry was right here above. I'm in profit about 1,155 right now. My target is right here at 42,417. Price came down, hit liquidity right there. Breakout's currently running in profit. I'm just kind of waiting for it to push even further lower. It's a little slower than I was expecting, but still pushing. So breakout's currently running right now in profit right there. Pretty much knocking all that lower liquidity out. So if you guys took the lower levels, well, if you took any level of liquidity, if you took the upper one right here, that was a full TP. If you took the lower ones down here as well, another full TP. We have a last level of liquidity right there. So you need to push down a little further. All right, so it's spiking off that level of liquidity right there. I was hoping it was going to blast right through it. Almost for a full TP right there for the breakout. It was then like, it was like literally right next to it. This line right here is my TP, this blue line. So price push past it right there, hit pretty much liquidity down below right here. So if you guys took this level of liquidity, that's done with. This level of liquidity right here, also done with. This one right here too, this one right here. And then this one over here didn't blast right through it, but that's what we were kind of waiting for. I was hoping it blasts right through it and go to my full TP, but again, I'm just holding it. So gotta hold it here. Opening price is right here. 633 right now, so we still got some time until 640. If you guys are looking to take some market flows, I'll just clean up the liquidity down here. So if you guys took any levels of liquidity down there, pretty much all full TP already, all full TP on those already. Still got some more below. So if you guys are looking to take some market flow V2s, you're going to look for price to come down, come back up, retrace, come back down further. So the entry for the market flow V2s would happen right here at the 480 mark. So if you're looking to take some market flow V2s, it would happen right here at the 480 mark. There's just not as much volatility as I was expecting. Like I said, sometimes we're going to have this sideways move where price kind of just goes sideways for a bit. And that's kind of what's happening here. It's not really a big spike in either direction. Here we go as we're coming back down further. So if you're looking to take some market flow V2s, they're coming up. Breakout's still running right now. It's almost to its full TP. See that last candle right there almost hit the TP, but didn't completely hit it. Still pushing down a little lower right there. Here's my active PNL. Currently in profit about 1,100, 1,200. It's kind of just sitting around that area. But again, we're just waiting for this here to drop further. So if you're looking to take a market flow V2, next entry is going to happen right here at the actually it's still up there. Depends on which one you want to take. You can either take this area right here, the 470 or the 480. It's not 640 yet, so it's not time to take the big market flow V2. But if you want to take the smaller ones are available to be taken. So usually market flow V2s will happen around like 640, 635 right now, about 5 minutes until. If you guys wanted to pull out of the breakout early, seems like some of you guys here already did. So if you guys pulled out of it, that's fine. I'm going to hold on to it. Like I said, for the breakouts, I'm holding on to it to either a full TP or a full stop loss. I'm not really pulling early out of any of it. It's got to let the trade run. I'm just hoping it doesn't run too long, so it doesn't run past 8 o'clock. That's the main thing where it becomes an issue, because at that point it becomes a toss-up, right? Because the breakout's supposed to break out. It's not supposed to range. It's supposed to go right away. So we're back in profit again. It's still pulling back down. It's just going back and forth. There's no direction here. Let's go to our clean chart. So this is our clean chart right here. I'll mark up some zones so that you guys can kind of see where price is. This is pretty far out, but it's like basically 3 main zones right here. The price is kind of ranging between. So this is our clean chart. You guys can see right here. It's not really going super one direction. It's going kind of back and forth. So market open right here at 630. Price came down, came back up, came back down. We just need price to drop a little lower. Our full TP for the breakout is down here. You can see price got really close to it, hit liquidity, and then it spiked right back up. I was hoping to push a little bit more. It was only off by a few points. So like, for example, right here, this is the low point of this push to the downside. It was only off by like 5 points, like barely missing the target right there. So we'll keep watching Fred. I mean, it's bearish right now. Market's bearish, so we'll see if this, continues to climb down further, which it should. But it's going to be a little bit of a toss-up right now as we wait. So it's 6:37 right now. We got about 3 minutes till 6:40. I'm hoping once it gets closer to 6:40, we'll have more direction, or price kind of comes down a little bit and continues climbing to our target price point, which is down here. But as of now, just continue to keep waiting. All right, 2 minutes till 6:40. Again, I'm waiting for price to come back below so we can get some market flow in this direction. I get some market flow above, but of course I want to have it in a direction of our breakout. So you can see over here, price just kind of going back and forth, ranging. Overall direction, though, I'm looking for it to come down, of course. You can see right there. It looks like the market makers are just kind of like luring in traders on both ends. I think a lot of people are expecting buys right now because so I was expecting buy as well, because you can see over here we had the Asia session bearish expansion range. So like price came down during Asia session, price came down right here for London session. And then of course, normally people would expect a reversal, right? Because it's been dropping from Asia until London. So majority of people would expect a bullish push. I was expecting that as well, but we got the sell here for breakout. So I have to take whichever direction the breakout came from. So for me, even though I was expecting price to kind of recover and reverse to the upside, I still took the sell because that's where the breakout was going. So the breakout here is going down for a sell. And I'm hoping price just continues to drop here. It looks like they're just trying to lure in some more buyers, but now price is kind of just all choppy at this very moment. So initially it looked like price was coming down to lure in sellers, then now they're looking to lure in some buyers, but then now there's just no direction. Price is really just going, just going back and forth here, which is not what we want. We want price to move directional, in order for us to take market flow. So now it's 640, guys. If you guys want to take some market flow, I mean, technically you guys can take some market flow for a buy. I personally would look for a sell here, so I'd wait for that sell signal to come up. Once the sell signal comes up, you can look for some market flow to the downside. But if you really want to take some market flow to the upside, you guys can, right? There's no one direction for market flow. You have to take it wherever market flow is flowing. Right now, there's not really much of a flow though, so I wouldn't really take anything here at the moment. So we got price right here kind of climbing up a little bit. But like I said, there's no market flow in either direction. So what you're looking for here to take market flow is you're looking for price to either climb up like this, or you're looking for price to climb down like this. The problem right here is that there's no market flow at all. Price is just going back and forth. It's ranging back and forth right here. So personally, I would just sit tight and I would just wait for some market flow here to confirm, wait for price to actually break above, or wait for price to actually break below. Ideally, I'd like to break below, but if it does break above, I'll let you guys know if there's any entries in that direction. Right now, there's nothing going on. Price here is just going sideways. Again, that blue line right there is opening price. Price hasn't really gone anywhere. It's kind of just sat around that area. We really just need a sell signal. Rashid is asking if I'm still in. Yeah, I'm still in. Like I said, I don't pull out early. I hold on to full TP or full stop loss. That's the only way to really make it work. Because you can't keep taking partials, right? If you take the breakout and then you take partials, you're gonna have some times where it's just gonna it's gonna be imbalanced. Like your profits and your losses are gonna be imbalanced, and you're not gonna have like the results that you need to make it profitable long term. So for me, I'm holding on to it, whether it goes in our direction or whether it goes against us. Doesn't really matter to me because I know in the long term it's going to be profitable. Just like what happened last week, right? Like last week we had a couple losses towards the end, or not last week, the week before last week, we had a couple losses towards the end of the week. And then last week we had straight wins. If I cut out of any of those trades early, it would have messed up my profits. But because I held on to them, they added up to some pretty big profits because I went for the full moves. So yeah, I'm holding on to these to the full direction, whether they go against me or for my direction. I'm holding on to it. Yeah, like CJ said, we need a sell signal. Exactly. I'm waiting for that sell signal too. That's the main thing we're looking for here. I think Jamie's already out. So Jamie she took her liquidity. So all Jamie's been taking lately is liquidity. You can see over here, she took liquidity on open. She locked in a total profit of 1,719 on each account. So Jamie over here is up well over 3,000 for the day. Nice work, Jamie. So what I've noticed with Jamie is I think she's taking liquidity in the direction of the breakout. So like, for example, if we have the breakout here for a sell, you guys remember there's a bunch of liquidity sitting down here. Seems like that's the direction that Jamie's taking it, which is smart, which is the same direction I would take it. We got liquidity over here that just got hit. If you guys took that for like 10 points, looks like it already played through. Yeah, full TP for liquidity above. Again, if you guys want to take market flow, feel free. I wouldn't really recommend it because we're all aiming for price to drop here. So I think the push up right here is really temporary. I'm not expecting it to really climb up any higher. Again, in order for you to like really confirm, you need to wait for the market flow to confirm first. So in order to take market flow, there has to be market flow in the market, right? You want to see price actually flowing in a direction. You don't want price to be doing this back and forth, because there's no market flow there. You want price to be flowing. So you want it to flow first. Once you have it flowing, then you can start looking for some actual entries. But you can see from here right now, there's just nothing going on here to really work with. Let's go over here to the SR chart. I'm gonna mark up some zones here. So you can kind of have an idea of like where price is likely to bounce off of. There's a huge zone right here. So it looks like price is respecting the zones. When price came down to push for our breakout down here, it looks like it actually hit down this to the support here. So it kind of makes sense now why it bounced up from that point. So I mean, looking at this here now that I've drawn up the zones, it is a bit of a toss-up now that we're looking at it here because you can kind of see price can really go in either direction. So price came down right here, bounced directly off the support, double rejection right there. And if price pushes up any higher, you can easily just bounce off this point right here. So it's kind of tricky because there's zones in both directions. So there's not really you can't really predict where price is going to go next, right? Because like realistically, price can come up here, bounce off that, come back down. Price can also come back down, bounce off this, and swing right back up. So there's not really too much direction here, like with the confluence wise, with regard to the zones, but there are the zones right there. And these zones are from the 10-minute time frame. So it's going to be tough. I think this might probably linger for a little bit. I'm hoping price comes down a little further and then just spikes. So like I'm hoping it comes down to retest the zone down here. And then it spikes a little, just far enough to hit our TP. And then I'm okay with it coming back up. Like I'm okay with it, whatever, coming back to where it needs to go. But I'm hoping it comes down, or when it does come down, to just spike a little bit further because our TP is just a little bit past the zone there. So let me zoom out a little bit. Yeah, so our TP is within the lower support. It's like within it. I think what we might have to have here is price needs to push up a little bit to balance off that upper zone. So I'm expecting price to maybe come up a little bit, bounce off this zone just like it did below. And then it'll make its way back down. And then hopefully just go and like spike right through the TP right there. I didn't have these zones marked up before, so I didn't really have an idea of like where price was going, but you can see here on the higher time frames, we pretty much had that there marked up. So again, if you guys are looking to take some market flow, V2s, you guys can take them. There's no problem with taking them. It's just I would probably take them for a smaller TP stop loss right now because of the direction. Like for example, right here, if you took the entry right here, I think you would have survived it and made it. Yeah, you would have made it. So if you're taking just a 10-30 split, you can probably get in and out very quickly. So you just get out right here. The next entry is going to happen right here if you want to take it to buy. It's just, like I said earlier, there's no market flow here. Like there's no confirmation of direction of market flow. So I would just sit out of it until like there's some sort of confirmation. Because again, like I said, you don't want to be trading when this is happening because there's no market flow. You want it to actually be like climbing up, retrace, climbing up, retrace, climbing up, retrace, etc. You just don't have that here. Price is going back and forth. Let's see if it rejected off the structure. So it didn't. Not yet. It's still it's still just going sideways right now. Let me check the calendar real quick, see if there's any news, any breaking news from CNBC. Not really much. See what it says right here. Stocks open lower, pressured by higher rates and rising lower oil prices. Stocks open lower to kick off the trading week. Makes sense. Yeah, it's just reiterating what we already saw. Like price did come down pretty heavy earlier. So here's a breakout again, guys. The breakout's still running. It's currently in profit, but it's still just moving kind of slow. Looking over here on market flow, it's getting closer to 7 o'clock. So I don't know if there's going to be much of a market flow opportunity here, guys. Fortunately, I was hoping we'd have some more direction here, but it's the typical case of the Mondays right now. Price is still just going sideways. The thing with this week is that there's not much news this week either, so there's not going to be much of a catalyst to really push price around. I mean, we might have a consolidating market up until Thursday. So just something to be aware of and something to understand. So we did finally get a sell signal right here, as you guys can see. The sell signal wasn't valid though. It was an invalid sell, which doesn't really matter very much. I mean, we did get the sell signal, but it was an invalid sell. So I don't think it was very strong, like not strong enough for it to actually push through. Yeah, Sam said Monday chop. Exactly. Choppiness today. I'm just hoping we get the direction. I'm hoping that the TP gets hit before 8 o'clock. That's like my main the main thing that I'm kind of hoping for today. I don't care if it like goes sideways the whole day, but I would hope that it comes down and hits our TP before 8 o'clock, because then at that point I gotta let the trade run while I'm not at my desk, and that's where it becomes a little bit of an issue because it starts to stress me out. Like, I gotta hold on to this position while I'm not able to look at it because I don't want to be at the computer all day, of course. All right, we got price just kind of doing nothing again. There's SR chart. So at this point, I wouldn't really mind if it pushes up a little higher and bounces off the structure up here. I think ideally that's the catalyst that we need. We need some sort of key level to get hit. Once the key level gets hit, then of course people are going to react to it, right? So I guess we'll see what happens here. But there's like literally nothing going on. Yeah, CJ said the pivots aren't showing much direction right now, so I'm good. Yeah, so CJ said he's going to hold off on the market flow V2s because the pivots here are also not really showing much direction. They're kind of just crossing over. And you can see again here, price just, if you would just focus on the opening price right here, you'll see that there's really no direction. I think the opening price here is the key price point to really see where price is going to be moving directional. So now price is coming back down. You can see price is trying to get past the area. Like what you want to see here is price to get past the opening price like it did right here, and then just continue pushing away from opening price. Because if it doesn't, it just keeps pulling back in. So you can see right here, price will pull below, then it pulls back up, then it pulls below, then it pulls back up. It just keeps ranging where the opening price is. So if you're looking for direction, I mean, really just focus on the opening price here, because once price pushes away from this area, then you'll know that price is going to continue climbing that way. Like the drop right here looked like it was going to continue dropping, but then it just ended up pulling all the way back up, right? So market opened right here at 630. It came down. It looked like, okay, market flow is going to flow to the downside, but it actually just pulled right back up. And now it's just going sideways at opening price. And again, right here, just nothing going on. Yeah, like CJ said, the momentum signals are too close together. Yeah, they just keep coming up. There's no like real direction here. The momentum comes up. So we had the sell signal come up, then the buy signal, then the sell signal, then the buy signal. It's just a bunch of fake outs. What I can see here is, and what I'm kind of assuming now is, like what I mentioned earlier, it seems like the market makers are for the most part just they're like waiting. So they're just kind of luring in buyers and sellers. Price is kind of just going back and forth. They're like luring in buyers and sellers. My guess is that they want to push price down because I can see over here. So they lured in the sellers real quick. Now they're luring in the buyers. So whenever you get a slow push like this is usually like to me, what I see here is they're just trying to lure in some buyers because they're when the price climbs up like this and the pivots are swinging up, you can already see that people are like trying to chase this up, right? So they're going to slowly push it up a little bit. This is what I usually see. They slowly push it up. And then all of a sudden, when price gets a little high, it just spikes all the way down. You guys have seen that before, right? There's like no catalyst like that really calls for it. It just kind of climbs up like that slowly, and then all of a sudden it just spikes all the way down. This is kind of what happened last week. So if you guys remembered last Thursday, so I'm gonna go to the trade from last Thursday. Not last Thursday, the Thursday before last Thursday. Okay, so it was this one right here. So price kind of climbed up a little bit, and then all of a sudden it just spiked all the way down, and then just continued climbing down. This is from like 2 weeks ago, I think. It's just it's just market manipulation, really. I mean, it's the same thing that happened on the other day too. So I think we had yeah, like this one over here too. So on October 4th, same thing. Price pushed up, and I'll make it a little bigger. So you can see over here, price pushed up, and it just had like a slow climb, slow climb, slow climb, slow climb, spiked down, came back up, slow climb, and then it came down super hard. This happened on October 4th, so this was like last week. It's um it's just market manipulation by the market makers. So that's why for me, I'm just gonna hold on to it. There's nothing I can really do about it. Um, and we'll just I mean there's just nothing here to go to bounce off of. We couldn't even really take any market flow V2s because price isn't really going in any direction. I mean, if you guys want to take market flow V2s, feel free. You guys can still have that opportunity to take buys right here. The entry is going to happen right here at the 520 mark. If you're looking to take it, I mean, personally, I wouldn't take it because you can see there's no direction still. Price now tapped the resistance zone right here. Yeah, it didn't. It just tapped it. So on that last candle, it just tapped the resistance zone right there. And then, like I said, this is probably going to be the catalyst now. Kind of similar to what happened over here, right? So you can see over here, same thing kind of happened from the sell side. Price came down, it pushed into it a little bit, and then it manipulated back into the range. And that's kind of what I would expect here as well. I don't think there's really much of a direction here. All right, so this dude's gonna wait again. Just saw your message, Barack. Yeah, no, I think a lot of people are expecting that. That's why like the market here is kind of going back and forth. I think what's going on right now is market makers are trying to anticipate, where there are more buyers or where there are more sellers. Are there more buyers in the market? Are there more sellers? Because once they can figure out where there's like more money sitting in the market, that's where they're going to push price. So I think what's going to happen here, and this is just from my analysis and from like what I've noticed over the years, is like see how price is slowly climbing up right here. Once price starts to climb up like this, what happens is you get a lot of bandwagoners, right? You guys are not familiar with the bandwagoner term. It's just like price is climbing up here, and then what happens is a lot of people try to chase the buy because they think price is coming up. So what happens here is that they just want to build a bunch of liquidity down here. So let's go over here to the clean chart or our main chart. There's no liquidity here right now, but there is liquidity that is building up, of course. So like basically at all the lows right here. So what happens is the market makers build up liquidity. They push price up a little bit, they let it come down, and then whenever people enter the buy entry, so if you were to enter a buy entry, say for example, price comes up, comes back down, what happens a lot of the time is people enter a position here for a buy, they'll place their stop loss like right there, right? And then they have their TP like super far out. They just build up a bunch of liquidity just sitting right here so that once there's enough buyers in the market, like price continues to climb up and there's enough buyers in the market, they spike price down to stop everybody out. And this is going to be very beneficial for us because since we're in a sell right now, with all liquidity sitting down here, when it starts to build up, so see how there's a low right here, right? And if this here climbs up higher, if this goes higher, there's going to be another low right here, right? There's just a bunch of liquidity sitting here. This is going to be beneficial for us because even though price makes like a slow climb to the upside, when it finally comes down, it's going to spike and then knock out all that liquidity. So So I'm okay if price climbs up slowly. We might eat a little bit of like some drawdown, but that's completely fine because I'm here for the bigger picture, right? I don't care what's happening right here for the smaller picture. What I'm waiting for is the bigger picture. So you can see all these little lows coming up right here. This is all liquidity for later. Might not happen right now, but liquidity is building up on the downside. So there's new liquidity right here, of course. And there we go. So there goes the catalyst that I was talking about earlier. Same thing. Price came up here, bounced off the upper resistance, and then it just pulls back into the range. I mean, it's basically the same thing that happened down here. It's just stronger rejection. Yeah, exactly. Brock said, yeah, they're busy preparing their meals, and the liquidity on the bear side looks yummy. Yeah, that's so thinking optimistically, that's kind of where I'm seeing things. So like I'm looking at all the liquidity getting built up right here on the bottom end. So price will probably push up a little higher, and then eventually I'm expecting if it does come back down, which I'm hoping it does, it's gonna knock out the liquidity down there. So again, if you wanted to see that, basically all the lows right here are the pending liquidity. And the perfect part about this is that it's all like within the range. So like price can climb up a little higher, come down a little bit, climb a little higher, and then establishes another liquidity level right there. And eventually there's going to be so much liquidity right here that the market makers are just going to spike it all the way down. But we, again, will just have to wait. There's not too much we can work with here. If you guys are looking for the market flow V2s, again, there's opportunity here for market flow V2s. The thing that I want to have you guys careful for, though, is the reversal, right? So again, right here, if you're taking these market flow V2s, there's another inch right here at the 540 mark. Again, I would recommend just going for 10 points. As you can see, it's filling, it's getting filled and it's getting hit really quickly. But you don't want to be caught in it once it starts to turn the other way. So again, if you want another one right here, again, same place at the 540 mark. Yeah, the strength here is just not very strong. The push to the upside strength. Let me check CNBC again to see if there's anything here to really check Bloomberg. There's just no news. There's nothing going on. There's nothing on the calendar for today. So we have a 6-month bill auction at 8:30. It's just it's just a bunch of low impact news events. So there's no catalyst to really spike price. I mean, it really just looks like price is sitting in limbo. So if you guys remember this guy, Warren Shirelli, he's a guy that was like price gouging pharmaceuticals. Forgot about this guy. This guy was like all over the news during COVID, if you guys remember. It's nuts. But other than that, there's not really much else going on here. I'll update this real quick, see if there's anything new that came out. So it said 5 minutes ago, crude futures hit highest level since August 30th. That's not really going to affect us very much. And no other news here. All right, so back to the charts. Not much going on here again. Again, if you guys wanted to take that market flow V2, it happened right here at the 540 mark. But I don't really recommend taking any market flows in that direction right now. Again, if you guys want to take it, feel free. It's up to you guys, whether you guys want to take those entries. So 540 is right here. Like I said, if you go for the 10 points, you're going to hit. So the 10 points right there hit. You'll be on the better side if you just go in for 10 points, because every time it comes down right here. So for example, price came down right here, full TP, came down again right here, full TP, price came down right here, full TP, etc. It just keeps hitting TP for 10 points. So you can just get in and out very quickly without having to worry about getting caught in a full-on reversal that we're kind of anticipating here, right? We're all anticipating that reversal to happen here. We have the higher low right there. Again, there's just a lot of liquidity that's building up right here. And see what goes. We'll see what goes on from here. So again, prices at the resistance point. I want to see a big wick. So I want to see a big wick like this right here, kind of like what happened down here, because that was a catalyst to really push price back down or push price back up. So price came down right here sharply, had a huge wick right there, and then price kind of pushed up. Same with this right here. I'm looking for that big wick and then looking for it to come right back down. But nothing here. Jay's asking if the breakout hit yet. No, it's still running. Still running, just going back and forth right now. And yeah, it's for a sell. It's been running for a long time right here. It got really close to hitting right here. It was like 5 points away from hitting the TP, and then price kind of pushed up. It's not really having a strong push to the upside though, so I'm hopeful that we bounce off this resistance and then it comes all the way back down. It's just a slow market today. It's choppy Monday. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. Otherwise, there's not really much here to work with. I mean, price is climbing up a little higher. So again, if you guys want to take those market flow entries, feel free to take them. They're going to happen right here again. The entry is going to happen here at the 50 mark. You guys are going in for the quick 10 points. Like I said, it's doable, but it's tricky because the last thing you want to do is get caught on the wrong side of the market. Hasn't filled yet. Climbs up any higher. Probably be at like the 50 or 60 mark here. Still right here at the 50 mark. So if you guys are looking to take any market flow V2s, it's after 7 o'clock, so the volatility here is historically slow. But if you guys are looking to take them, there is opportunity there. I'm just looking for this full-on reversal. When's this reversal going to happen? Still in resistance right here. Zoom out a little bit. So this right here is a 10-minute resistance. This is a 10-minute support. So again, like we were saying earlier, there's a lot of every time price spikes like that, like price comes up, comes back down, it just continues to build more liquidity right here. So we got a bunch of liquidity that's just hanging out right here. Hanging out, waiting to get hit. So I think the thing to look out for here would be the consolidation. Once you guys start to see like a hard consolidation, then it's probably going to come down sharp. I don't know if it's going to come down this sharp, but there is a lot of liquidity sitting right there. So the orders are going to get flipped. By the way. So I mean, the key thing here is just looking for these liquidity points. So like right here again, if price pushes back up, then this here would be another level of liquidity. If it doesn't push up, price can push down lower, and then this might be the reversal point. So this is where market was flowing up slightly, and it might be time for market to start flowing back down. Otherwise, it's just going to try to establish another low right here, another level of liquidity. Yeah, CJ said it's in the upper zone, so hopefully the reverse will happen within the next couple minutes. Yeah, because it can only sit up here for so long, right? Until something happens. This is like this whole area up here is a catalyst zone. And what I mean by catalyst zone is that it's like a key level. So it's a key level where there's either going to be, it's either going to climb up higher and it's going to break through the zone, or it's going to consolidate here for a little bit and then come back down. So just waiting for something here to happen. Check the clean chart. So the next whole number is like way up here. This here is the clean chart. No markups on here, just key levels, or not even key levels, just whole number levels. So looking at this here, price is now starting to consolidate. So a breakout is bound to happen eventually. It's going to happen eventually because right now the consolidation is getting harder and harder. It's more so squeezing here. So you can see how it is consolidating, but it is squeezing. So once a squeeze happens like this, it tends to follow with a breakout. Just basic price action. Another key thing to look out for here would be that sell signal. The sell signal is going to be a good indication of direction because you guys can see over here the signals came up and they're kind of just going back and forth. If you get a strong sell signal here, or like just a valid one, it's probably going to be it'll give you a nice idea of like where price is likely to go, but it's going to be hard to tell because there's nothing going on here. Let's go back to our SR chart. So price is still sitting at that upper zone. Again, there's a lot of liquidity just sitting down here waiting to get triggered, but price is just going back and forth, consolidating right here. So it's really just within the range here. Let me just draw this real quick. So it's now consolidating within like the smaller area here now. So we'll see here if it actually continues to climb. But again, it's just building more liquidity down here. So price pushed up again. Now we just have another level of liquidity right there. So it's stacking up liquidity right here. It's just I mean, there's just not really much of a direction. So we will continue to wait here. There's no news happening today, so there's nothing that's going to spike price. It's probably just going to keep climbing up a little slower until eventually it falls out. No update here. Yeah, no update at all. All right, now we wait. Let's see. Barack said, I've never been so nervous. See, when I was in profit, my DD rose with it. I'll take what I have now. I'll call it a day. So Barack's done for the day. Yeah, the problem with if you have a trailing drawdown like that, Barack, it's probably best to just pull it out. Especially when there's no movement, right? I think when you have a trailing drawdown and price is just going sideways, or if it's slowly climbing, it's probably best to just pull. Because you need to have some sort of volatility and direction to pull out of that position. Because if you guys have been trading with Apex, Apex is probably the biggest the biggest problem that always gets called out for this is the trailing drawdown, because you can be in profit and you can still blow your account if you have a if the trailing drawdown is following it and you end up pulling back super hard. I've seen that happen to so many people where they're like their whole position is in profit, but because of the trailing drawdown and they hold on to it for a little too long, it ends up getting spiked out and they either eat a huge drawdown bite or they violate the account, which is crazy. I mean, it is crazy. I don't know why I know why they do that. They do that because they want people to blow their account that way. But I mean, it should always be end of day. Sorry, guys, I gotta sneeze. Let's see. Barack's asking, Sean, how do you deal with your trailing drawdown when sometimes it goes into profit a little or a half, then retraces and closes for a loss? Losing 3 days in a row means there's some significant losses. Yeah, so I control the risk before I get into the position, Brock. I already know where my risk is at. So it doesn't really affect me too much because like for the full trade, I'm risking like 1,500. And if that was to ever happen, it would just go slightly past it. So my max drawdown is 7,500. So it never, like the situation that you're talking about never really happens because I'm not full porting my trailing drawdown. My trailing drawdown is usually it's um it's controlled because I already know where my max risk is for that day. Since I only take one trade per day, it adds up when you take multiple trades. If you take just one trade, it's easier, but if you're taking multiple trades, it's harder because it starts to stack. All right, so price is pulling a little deeper into this area. Yeah, exactly. Brock's at 7,500 is cool. He's on 150K. Yes, yours is a lot smaller. For mine it's not as bad because I'm taking like I'm on a 300K count, but I'm taking a smaller contract size. So like yeah, I could always double my contract size if I wanted to. Like for example, if I wanted to right now I'm using 3 contracts. If I wanted to go up to like 6 or 7 contracts, yeah, then I would be in trouble because uh it would eat up a lot of the trailing drawdown. But I take it at low risk. Once you're funded on the accounts, and everybody knows this, like once you're funded on the accounts, you don't really need to risk as much. You can take smaller contract sizes. Like when I was doing the evals, I was doing like maybe 5 or 7 contracts. Now I'm down to 3 contracts because I just make it pretty much impossible for me to blow my accounts. That's my thought process behind it. All right, so we're still in the resistance area right here. Um, I mean, it just seems like it's making a bigger range up here, but it's not really doing too much. So again, right here, it is climbing up. So don't get me wrong, price is climbing up right here. But again, you can see over here, there's a lot of liquidity that's just hanging out, just waiting to get triggered. Yeah. So it's slowly climbing up. Price is bullish. The trend is bullish, but there's just not very much volatility there. And then on top of that, it's within the resistance right here, the 10-minute resistance. So I think this might be one of those days, guys. It might be one of those days where we just end up holding on to this position for a really, really long time. I'm hoping it doesn't last like last Thursday. So if you guys traded with me last Thursday, we held on to this position, I think, until like 11 o'clock. It was pretty long. Um, and I ended up closing early. I think at this point now, I have to just let it run. Like, even though it hits 11 o'clock, I got to let it go until like 12, 12:30, etc. And then once it hits 1 o'clock, then okay, maybe I'll close it out early. The problem with holding it, if you're trading with Apex, if you're going to hold on to the position, you get liquidated at the end of the day. So either way, you're going to get closed out. But yeah, it's just a headache, and it's like super stressful when you're holding on to a position that late into the session, because like there's a lot of opportunities where you can pull out early, and that's why I pulled out. So like not last Thursday, but 2 Thursdays ago, I think it was September 27th. No, this one, 28th. Yeah, so this thing over here kept climbing, and then I ended up pulling early right here, like at like I think 60 or 70 points in profit. I was supposed to make 1,500 on this, but you can see over here, this trade ran for a really long time. It ran from 6:30 up until 11 o'clock, and it like just tapped TP at that point too. So I was satisfied with just pulling out. I pulled out like maybe right here, slightly below it, but yeah, the full move would have gave me obviously a bit more. I'm just hoping that's not the case again today. All right, so price is finally coming back down. See if this is the case where it comes and knocks out the liquidity. We finally got that sell signal. It's a pretty nice sell signal. Decent body on that, full red. And let's see. Yeah, exactly. Sam said, yeah, clearly it's a way to blow it. Top step has end of day. See 15-minute resistance, two rejected 3 times, hopefully drops. Yeah, no, definitely Sam. I think we're all looking for the same thing here, so looking good. All right, now the volatility is just again very flat. So what I see here is that this probably, well, I don't want to say it too early, but like it looks like it faked out above. So like I said earlier, wait for price to push away from the opening price, which is this blue line right here. I said wait for price to like climb above it and continue climbing, or climb below it and continue climbing. And it looks like it faked out. So price came above right here, consolidated a little bit, and then it faked back into the opening price, which happens a lot. I mean, this is pretty normal for it to do stuff like that, but now it's just kind of dead. The volatility right now is not very high. As you guys can see, the ATR is currently at 20 right now. This is very low ATR for a Monday, for a fall trading day. It's now at 18. The ATR is pretty low. So if this drops below 15, then that's like super, super slow. It's like summer market conditions. Uh, right now it's at 19, so it's not horrible, but it is getting to that point. So whenever price is below 15 ATR, that's like usually how the market moves during the summer or during the holidays. I'm not going to do anything to my positions though. So you guys can see my position's still active. You guys can see my active PNL right here. So I'm not going to touch it. Even if it gets past 8 o'clock, I'm going to step away from the computer, but I'm going to leave my laptop open and just continue running. Obviously I'll try to watch it on my phone, but it's just going to stress me out watching it on my phone. All right. Let's go back over here. So price didn't actually close below the resistance yet. So I think this is going to be a key thing to look out for. Once it actually closes below the resistance, I think this is going to be a confirmation that we need for price to come down and pretty much wipe out the liquidity right here. Otherwise, if this doesn't end up coming down, then this is just going to be established as another liquidity zone. And then it just might climb up and then just sit around this area again before it finally does come below. But yeah, lower end right here looks like it could be good. All right, so hit that level right there. Let's get down to the next level. So the things you just want to focus on, there we go. Liquidity right there got hit too. Now the next level below that, there's just not enough volatility, guys. It's if there was volatility here, this thing would spike through. There goes the next level there. Now we got the next level down here. So you can see the liquidity is now getting triggered. So like basically everybody who was chasing the buys here, their stop losses are getting hit. So like if they're chasing a buy here, usually they'll put their stop loss right there. They have their TP super far up. Now they're getting stopped out. And that's why you're getting those like little spiky prices. Price comes down, hits your stop loss, it spikes down a little bit. Now we just need people to chase the sells. So I need this liquidity here to hit, and I need people to chase it. Like as soon as people start bandwagoning to the other side, they start flipping their positions from buy to sell, then you're going to start to see some liquidity knock down below here. We don't have that yet, but it's getting closer and closer back to opening price right here. Oh man, look at the ATR. Like I said earlier, if the ATR drops below 15 or around 15, that's going to be extremely slow. Currently at 17, so it's bad enough as is, but if it gets below 15, expect like nothing to really happen here. It's just going to be a snail movement. So I wouldn't recommend taking any market flows here again. As you guys know, market flows are not recommended right now because there's no market flow happening. In order for you to take market flow, you need price to be climbing, 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 or you need price to be dropping, dropping, dropping. We don't have that here. Price is just going sideways. We're now in a big range right now. Let's go to our clean chart. So here we are at our clean chart. Price is now back into the range. So our range from earlier was down here. And price is now back into the range. So it's like this stuff over here never really happened. There goes liquidity getting knocked out now. Perfect. So it's like if you were just to ignore this area up here, basically ignore this area up over there and ignore this area down here. Price is back into the range. All right, all that liquidity is getting knocked out now. So it's doing exactly what I anticipated and what we talked about. Oh, that liquidity getting hit. So looking for that next level right there. There goes the next level of liquidity. Our breakout is now back in profit. We need this sell signal right here on the 3-minute. You get that sell signal right there. Confirmation will be pretty solid. All right, so that liquidity right there got knocked out. There's just not enough volatility in the market, guys. So we are hitting liquidity here, but the volatility again is still at 17. So there goes liquidity. There we go. It's starting to pick up now. There goes all this liquidity here got wiped out. Now this is getting wiped out. Now let's get to that next target right here. There's just not enough volatility. If there was enough volatility in the ATR was higher, now the ATR is at 15. That's what we were hoping not to happen. It just kind of died down. If the volatility was like 40 ATR, then we would expect a huge spike. Like this would have spiked down all the way down there. But because the volatility is so slow, it's going to hit liquidity, but it's going to slowly trigger it. So I'm sure a lot of you guys have been in that position where you guys are in a position and it like slowly inches to your stop loss, right? That's what's happening here. It's like slowly inching to everybody's stop loss, basically. And because there's not enough volatility, there's not enough people really bandwagoning onto these sells here. Like if there was more volatility in the market, people would just flip their positions, right? They see their stop losses getting triggered, they flip their positions, and then now they're writing it down. But because that's not the case here, you're just going to get a slow climb to the downside, just like this, just like we had earlier. We had a slow climb to the upside. Now we're getting a slow climb to the downside. I'm just hoping the slow climb goes farther though. So I'm hoping it's the same situation where price just slowly climbs down. But for this, I'm hoping that it actually drops down to right here where we need it to be, right? The key place is that we want it to drop down to our TP for the breakout. I don't care if it's slow, fast, medium, whatever it may be. I just want it to get down to this price point. So all of the confluences here in my analysis here is playing out properly because we did have liquidity here sitting, and you can see price is trying to get down. It's just not having that push that we're looking for. So I don't care how long it takes to get down here. I'm just hoping it gets down to this point, at least by end of day, which is like 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock our Pacific time. It's got a lot of time. So I mean, realistically, we have up until. So I need this to hit before this right here. So we got some time here. There we go. The volatility is starting to pick up. Nice little spike candle right there. But yeah, we have up until this time right here to hit our TP. Obviously, I'd like it to hit earlier, but you know, this market is very, very unpredictable right now with regard to market volatility. All right, so our breakout's back in profit right there, as you guys can see. Sell signal still hasn't came up. That sell signal is going to be key. I think once the sell signal comes up, it's going to start to drop even further. You can see over here, whenever the sell signal comes up, it starts to actually drop. Sell signal right here, drop. So once that sell signal comes up on the 3-minute, and it's pending right there, we got about a minute left on this sell signal. Once that sell signal comes up, I think it's going to start to drop even further. We're starting to get more power behind it. There we go. Our breakout is back in profit. There's my active P&L right there. So need this to drop a little further. So this can drop for the next couple of seconds, maybe at least the next 30 seconds. We'll have that sell signal come up, and then it'll actually drop even further. But until then, it's probably going to keep going sideways, or obviously back and forth. We're looking for the sell signal here to close on the 3-minute. Get a little more push behind it. It's got 5 seconds left on here. Okay, perfect. We did get the sell signal. All right, so this is a good sign. We have a sell signal here on the 3-minute. Let's check the 5-minute. We don't have it yet. So what I'm looking for here is I'm looking for follow through, right? So we have the sell signal here on the 1-minute. We have the sell signal on the 2-minute. We have the sell signal on the 3-minute. Now I'm looking for follow through here. I'm looking for the 5-minute to provide a sell signal as well. Go up to the 10-minute, sell signal follow up on here. So you guys can see it's like a domino effect. You have like the sell signal come up on these other time frames, and then it just follows through on the higher time frames. But again, right here, we're now back to the opening price. And we are back in this range. All right, guys, we're probably gonna be holding on to this for a while. I'll try to give you guys some updates along the way, but I'm not really expecting much to happen here. I was hoping we'd get that continued push. I think the continued push is going to happen, but it's just going to take a matter of time until it does. So we do have all liquidity here still sitting below. Next target points right here. Next target points right here. Like I said earlier, there's just not enough volatility for it to actually push through. If the volatility here was a bit higher, then we'd expect a big spike. But because we don't, it's just going to be a lot of back and forth. It's going to be a drop, retrace, retrace, drop. It's going to be something like this. It's not going to be a smooth drop to the downside. With hopefully eventually it coming back down here to the bottom end. Personally, I would prefer the breakout to hit right away. I thought it was going to hit right here, but we missed it by like 5 points, like barely. So this is going to turn into a day trade now. Breakout's no longer a breakout, it's turning into now a day trade. And we'll probably have to, if you guys, so here are your options. If you guys are still in the breakout, you have the option to close out at break even. If price comes back down, which it's likely to happen. So it's at break even right now. If you guys don't feel comfortable holding on to the position, your first option is to close out at break even, right? Just close out the day with a clean slate. It's fine. If you don't want to be stressed out throughout the day, that's completely fine. The second option is to have a trailing stop. So once price actually comes down lower, you can trail your stop. The third option is to close out at 50 points. That's like usually the threshold, right? I think a lot of people here like to close out at 50 points. If you're not feeling comfortable holding the position, I see a lot of people typically close out at 50 points. Your last option is to just let it be. So set your TP stop loss, don't touch it, let it be. That's what I'm doing. Even though I'm going to leave my desk here in a few moments, I'm just going to leave it running. I'm leaving my laptop open with my trade running. So for me, I'm letting it run to full move, whether it goes up, whether it goes down. So yeah, those are the options for you guys. I mean, it's just really up to your preference. For me, like I said, I have the data that I pulled, so I need to hold on to it. Otherwise, it's just not going to it's not going to balance out where it needs to balance out. So I'm holding on to this position for the full move, but I don't think there's really any reason to take any other entries. So if you guys are looking to trade anything else, I mean, you can take market flows. Just keep in mind that there's just no direction here. This price is going back and forth. So it's not exactly the best time to take market flow V2s. Yeah, I mean, price is now just pulling back up. So it looks like it might pull back up, or this could be a possible break and retest pattern. So price broke above, broke below, retest, and then come back down from here. It's just yeah, it's just a mess today. Yeah, exactly. CJ says, well, we're going to need some momentum to push through that session. See, there's a session right here. So there's an Asia low down below that CJ just referred to. Yeah, we're going to have some sort of volatility and momentum behind it to actually break through it. It's a mess, right? The good thing is that we just have one session down there. So we have one session down there. Hopefully price breaks past it without too much trouble. And then it continues on to our target. Yeah, it's a super choppy market today. Not the Monday I was hoping for, but let's hope that it actually pulls through. So yeah, guys, if there's any questions that you guys have, feel free to put them in the chat. There's not really much to cover here. Like I said, price is going sideways, so there's not really much to look at. If you guys want to take market flow V2s, you guys can, but it's not really recommended because there needs to be some sort of flow of market. Because I mean, if you look at it here, it's not even going sideways. Like it's like a huge range. It's not even a consolidation. If it was consolidating right here, you'd be fine because you can take trades in both directions, but it's not even going sideways. It's like this huge range right here. It's like a slow climb, then a slow drop, then a slow climb, then a slow drop, right? It's not a good market to trade in. Unless you have like the breakout. So the breakout I think is fine, but to take small scalps in a market like this is not really ideal. Because there's just nothing to work with here. Even the consolidation ranges, they're not really smooth. They're kind of just like they're not even sticking within the zone. So you can see right here, price sticks within the zone for a little bit, breaks above, doesn't even get to the upper zone, then it comes back down. And now we're getting that volatility push right back down right here. So again, our breakout is back in profit. There's my active P&L. Just hoping the sell signal here comes up. That sell signal comes up and then it just continues to push through. Again, if you guys want to follow through with the momentum follow-up, the next time frame that needs to get a sell momentum is the 5-minute. Actually, the 5-minute already got it. So it's actually looking really good right now because we have a sell signal on the 1-minute, which is, I think, pending right now or it's closed. So yeah, we have a sell signal on the 1-minute, sell signal on the 3-minute, sell signal on the 5-minute. The next time frame to look out for here would be the 10-minute. If you get a sell signal, and there you go, it's pending on the 10-minute. If this here closes on the 10-minute, I think we're going to be in a really good position because at that point, we do have the momentum pushing behind the actual direction of price. So the 10-minute here, and of course, the 15-minute has it pending too. So we have a pending sell signal on the 10-minute and the 15-minute. 30-minute, of course, would be like the next one, but yeah, for the most part, it's starting to look pretty good because all of the higher time frames are starting to follow through with this 1-minute move that we have currently running. You guys got to keep in mind this entry happened on the 1-minute, so everything that happens on the higher time frames is going to be a good confluence for us here. So yeah, guys, 7:40 right now. There's not really too much going on here, so I think we might just wrap this up soon. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. I think right now a lot of people are messaging me. They're just kind of stressed out, asking me all these questions about the entry. I'm not doing anything, guys. I'm holding on to the position and I'm just going to let it run. So I think us watching every single candle move on here is going to stress people out even more. So I think the best option now is to just let the trade be. So again, you guys have a couple options here. If you want to pull out in profit, you can pull out in profit right now. If you want to wait for price to pull down to the 50-point mark, which is a price that a lot of people like to get out at, you can get out at the 50 if you like. If you want to hold on to it for the full move, go ahead and hold on to it for the full move. I'm holding on to it for the full move, so I'm not going to touch it here. It's, the trade's going to run as it needs to run. And then I'm hoping that this will like push down by within the next hour or so. That's what I'm hoping for right here. Yeah, exactly. Oscar said set and forget it. Yeah, just leave it alone. I set and forget mine. My TP's pretty much set up. I just gotta let it play through. I'll check on my P&L every like couple hours or every couple minutes. No, let's do it every hour. I think I'm gonna check. So here's the thing. See how market here is moving kind of slow? What I've noticed over the years is the volatility starts to pick up at the top of the hour. So like right now it's 7:42. You're probably gonna get some slow movement here, and then the movement's gonna pick up around 8 o'clock. And then it's probably gonna die down a little bit. And then at 9 o'clock it's gonna pick up again. So typically, if you guys are gonna hold on to the position, I would recommend just looking at the position once at the top of every hour. So right now it's 7:43. At 8 o'clock, take a look at your position. If you feel like pulling out, pull out. If you want to hold on to it, hold it. Again, stop looking at it to come back at 9 o'clock. Look at it. If you want to pull out, pull out. If you want to hold on to it, hold on to it. Hopefully at that point, the trade will hit its TP. Otherwise, just check on it at the top of every hour. Once it hits like 11 o'clock, that's where you got to get a little selective because depending on what time your broker liquidates your position, it's going to be around like 12:30 to 1. Around that time period, your position's going to get closed out either way. So you just got to start to really think about it around 11 o'clock. But for the most part, just check out the position every hour, basically. Yeah, Sam said he closed at 50 points at breakout, then he re-entered smaller at re-entry. Nice, Sam. That's smart. I see a lot of people do that as well. CJ said like we did with the 1 hour strategy. Yeah, exactly. Just like with the 1 hour strategy, towards the end of the session, usually around the hour close of candle, that's where you start to see some volatility. Yeah, that strategy was good. Remember, CJ? If you guys traded with me, I think it was last summer, I used to apply the 1 hour strategy. Basically, at the close of every hour, you could take a nice little scalp because that's where the volatility came in and it would spike in that direction at least like, 10, 20 points. So yeah, very similar to that. And it just goes back to the same logic of that strategy. It's because we expect volatility to kind of pick up around the top of the hour. So, all right, guys, 7:45 right now. It's about 15 minutes till 8. I'm not expecting much to happen here, and I think it's better to just wrap it up than to have to stare at this chart all day while it doesn't really do much. Again, our TP down here is at 42,417. That's where my TP is set. So I'll continue to monitor this even though I'm off my screen. I gotta leave my laptop open anyways because that's the only way my copy will work. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. If you guys have some profits to post up, feel free to send them in. This is our first trade for the week, so I'm hoping it closes out in our favor. It's always nice to start off the week with some wins, but I'm not gonna do anything different. So I'm just gonna keep it as is, and then I'll keep you guys updated as the position continues to move along. Like I said here, it's probably not going to do much. Probably around 8 o'clock, you're going to start to see some volatility, and then it's probably going to die down again. So if it dies down again, just wait until 9 o'clock, and then the volatility will probably pick up again. But I'm hoping here it's going to like drop, 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 and then I don't care what happens here. So this is usually what happens. I see this happen a lot. Price will drop a little bit, knock out the liquidity. As soon as it hits CP, comes right back up. I'm perfectly fine with that. And that's kind of what I'm expecting here anyways. So, all right, guys, so we got some profits over here from Sam. So Sam locked in 210 for the day. Nice work, Sam. So solid profits right there. Sam closed out at 50 points earlier when the breakout first happened, and then he pulled right back in at re-entry. So nice work with that, Sam. Locking in some good profits to start off the week. So we got Sam's profits right here, 210. And then we have Jamie here. She locked in 1,719 per account. She has 2 accounts, so well over 3,000 for the day. So, all right, guys, I'll catch up with you guys in a few, maybe in a couple hours. I'll give you guys an update. Otherwise, if you guys don't want to hold on to it, feel free to close out for some profit. And I will see you guys back here tomorrow for the next live session. So, all right, guys, have a great rest of your day, and I will keep you guys updated throughout the day.